Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
So we are. Would you say that we're amped up, Beagle?
I am so amped to watch both of our series tonight. I cannot wait. These games were so good last week, and I just can't wait to see who takes it. Like, anybody could take it this week again. These matches are just so good. I can't say enough good things. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think we actually have the two evenly matched pairs going up against each other, right?
Agreed.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I've been practicing a lot. I was feeling like maybe I could take on the other pair too. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Ooh.
But I've been practicing a lot.
Okay.
I got some pretty
Okay.
insane strats. You're gonna see a lot of quick movement here. Yeah.
Okay. I will try not to be too scared and give it my all as always.
Well, before we start, since last week, has your favorite units changed anything? Have you figured anything new out that you want to employ tonight, D-Plex?
No, I mean,
No.
I do have some viewer suggested strategies from my comment section, so hopefully there's not enough time to check those out from Lollip's side, but I'm excited.
What about you, Lollip?
I mean, I've obviously checked that we've had some recent changes. Are we using the new we're using the new patch at the moment?
Yep, we are.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's a particular unit that is standing out. I don't want to say it because I want to make it too obvious to D-Plex, but I'm you're probably gonna see them a few times this time around, I think.
Yeah, and we should remind our viewers that we're forcing you to play on our Speed 5 accounts, and they've not unlocked everything. So some of the new stuff that came in the latest patch, for example, the new tech for the steel balls, our players do not have access to, which is a bit of a bummer because it's my favorite tech. Also, Lollip, I need you to get into this lobby.
I'm sorry, I just realized that you haven't got the thing that I need on this account. So I'm just like, okay, well then that's let's rewind what I just said about that particular strategy. I mean, you might not see them as quite as much after all.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yep, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Fair enough.
May I also join you in the lobby, Knorr?
Yes, I was going to say, I'm missing someone. There we go.
I've been banished, I told you.
Yeah,
So you know, I don't think the stream was playing any game sound. I don't know if that was deliberate, but I couldn't hear any explosions or anything. That's pretty sad.
That is a bummer. That might be. I'll have to look on our end in the next quick break. Because how about we just get this started? How about we go into the first game? So if you guys are ready up, we'll jump in, and I will try my very best to kind of do everything at once here, Beagle. What do you expect to see?
Well, I think just close matches again. I don't have anything too smart to say here. Just that we have some spectator delay.
Yeah, that is not good. That's on me. So I messed up. We'll have to shout at our players on Discord that they need to jump out. So I will rehost another lobby. This is very embarrassing, particularly for me. There should be no spectator delay. Thank you. There will be invitation.
But that is because easy to be caught out because that's the new feature I think they added by default with a new patch. So really,
they did, which is. Okay, good. Broadcasters told me that the players know it, so I'm gonna try this again, and luckily you're all here, hopefully, so we'll invite you all.
In general, I think let me just get the spectator slot.
Yeah.
Last time around with D-Plex versus Lollip, it was D-Plex's game for the first half of the series.
Yes, it was.
And then she really turned it around in the midpoint.
Yeah. Good. I'm double checking the settings now, and the spectator delay is unchecked. With that said, I do really like that the spectator delay is on by default now, especially when you're streaming on your own. Feels just better. Because you have less excuses when you lose.
Yes.
Right. So we're going into the first game of the bronze match here. It's still 0-0, and we can see that DiplexHeated has gone for Quick Supply Specialist, Fangs, and Phoenixes. Let's jump over to Lollip. And at least here it seems like we have some audio. Lollip going for Mustangs and Marksman. And also, let's have a aerial specialist for Lollip.
Yeah, so D-Plex is the quick supply specialist with the extra 200 supplies in the first round. Aerial specialist is not weak by any means early on, but it's definitely D-Plex's first rounds to win. If you don't win with that initial extra 200 supplies, you're not really going to be feeling great, I think, for the rest of the series.
Are you seeing?
Whoa.
Okay, let's quickly jump over to D-Plex here for those unawares. So D-Plex has decided to instantly borrow money and buy a Vulcan. We'll see how this plays out. It's
yeah.
I've seen YouTube videos where this works out great. I have seen YouTube videos where it does not work out great. And if we're looking at D-Plex's face, it looks like he might not be sure if it's going to work out great for him either. Let's see.
I think we've slightly got to know the personality of the players a little bit through these weeks. And I feel like D-Plex sometimes, whether or not this works, gets carried away with the idea of like a gimmick or like a cheese, like here we go, the big win. I think Lollip came back in the last half of last week's series in the midpoint with like good play against those hard flanks from him. So,
but she's seeing the Vulcan now. She reacted to it.
She's got the marks of the shield. I like the shield of the Vulcan as well to make sure it works, but she has got the marksman for it. We'll see. I think D-Plex probably wins because of the Phoenixes too this time, but we'll see.
I mean, he needs to win. Ooh, I don't. I mean, of course, since he borrowed from himself, he's going to have 200 next round, which...
Only 100, actually.
Oh, is it only 100? Oh, yeah, because it's minus 300. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But...
That's what I don't like about going death that early.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, I can confirm here that we have audio on our players. So I'm going to quickly see if I can...
yeah, while you're looking to doing the tech stuff, right? I'll talk about what they're doing. Yeah, so D-Plex goes for gets a win there in the first round. I don't love it, just because going into debt that early means you have so much less money. The round after that, in round 2, I kind of like what Lollip did here, which is actually skip all the reinforcements and just get an extra 50, because she's opening up her own economic lead that she has now on D-Plex, who's now in, very behind monetarily. So D-Plex wins that one, but also by showing the Vulcan immediately on round 1, all the time in the world for Lollip to now be like, how am I going to deal with that? And she gets 2 units of Phoenixes. I think that's a great mirrors D-Plex's Phoenixes. Also great killing the Vulcan. Now all that Lollip has to do is kill the Fangs. And that's it, her Phoenixes should come out ahead.
Yeah, and so that's all of D-Plex resources that round, buying 2 defensive missiles. Of course, if you're doing this strategy with the Vulcan, what you're really looking for is get many kills with the Vulcan early, so it levels up. Because of course, a level 2, whatever the giant unit is just such a nice damage sponge, especially early on. Unfortunately here, with the extra high damage from the Phoenixes and the Marksman, Lollip just crushed it. And she was served Giant Hunter.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
And she's going to take that.
Yeah, she picks it. Let's actually follow Lollip from the start here. I like this. I think this is really smart. Just looking at what your opponent had last round, reminding yourself of, okay, so what am I actually... What's their strengths? What can I kind of get ahead with? And going for sledgehammers.
Yeah, I think Lollip is really in like a commanding position now because... from D-Plex here, it's extra cheesy. It's just extra cheesy, It's a snack in the bag because if that nets you round 1, but you're not making a lot of life points on round 1. And now Lollip's in this commanding position where she's got a great comp that just can deal the Vulcan right away, no surprise. And D-Plex is just so far behind. He's skipping his reinforcement card this time to try and get back into the game. But, you know, what's his force? Apart from the cheesy Vulcan, it's crowds and Phoenixes. And Lollip doesn't even... Well, Lollip does get Sledges now. She's balancing her force. Sledges are great crowd control. She already in round 3 has this really balanced force. Sledges are good tanky squads. She's got crowd units of her own. Mustang DPS, Phoenixes, Marksman. She's got a great force. And I think it's, yeah, so much stronger than what D-Plex has put out so far.
Okay, and for whatever reason, I'll need to do some extra tech setup in the break, I think, to figure out why we're not having audio on our cinematic view here. We'll probably run with the player POVs from now on then. Let's see how this goes. Like that was a nice flank delay from D-Plex on the left there, meaning that the marksman is still busy with the stuff that's in front of the Vulcan, and the Phoenixes can shoot down the marksman. And they should get the other tower. No, they're gonna get both of the towers.
Ooh, they both do.
Yeah, and then I mean,
feels like the Lollip to win here because there's 3. Oh, but the paralysis wears off early. Oh, never mind.
And also one of the things I hadn't realized. I think is that D-Plex having level 2 Phoenixes?
I don't think it was. I think they're still level 1.
Oh,
but it's nice for D-Plex to come back here.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing
that's the paralysis terror effect, I think.
Yeah. This is the thing that's really scary about having a giant early, right? In that if you lose against an early giant, you do lose health quicker. Just generally, because it's always going to be 400 damage. And you can see that Lollip here went for the she went for the incendiary bombing. But there's a bubble.
The incendiary bomb power up,
yeah. But there's a bubble in the way that wasn't destroyed last round for D-Plex. So getting some extra value out of that. I'm sure he's happy with that.
And his Phoenixes do level now. D-Plex, I think, did a good job to come back into the game there, considering the economic disadvantage.
Yeah.
And it's really important that he keeps his foot on the pedal now and doesn't let up. The Crawlers, as you said, didn't achieve anything combat-wise, but were really important for pulling apart Lollip's formation. Lollip now bringing out the Overlord, going harder into air, which, she's getting a giant of her own, but that far forward, especially with the flank still pulling her forces apart, I really worry the ranged Phoenixes, which is a great upgrade for them from D-Plex, are just going to eat that Overlord for breakfast. That's much nicer, now that she places it back where she really wanted it. Supported, that might be a bit better. But I don't know, D-Plex has done a good job making his own force look a bit better. The missiles from him definitely helped, though. Like, he did use missiles last round to kind of win a bit, too. So we'll see. She'll level up, too.
Another, an actual bubble on the Vulcan now. Look at those Mustangs being... they're not doing much, and there's Stormcallers behind. Okay, maybe this is coming together a bit for D-Plex here. Let's see how if this Overlord succeeds or if D-Plex Phoenixes are going to take them out. That's one Phoenix down. That's another Phoenix down, and that's the other Phoenixes down on the left-hand side as well. So it's going to come down to see how much damage these poor Stormcallers can do her.
The Overlord's really good there because D-Plex goes harder into the ground game with the Stormcallers, which is interesting because it's doubling down on anti-ground AoE, which the Vulcan is already kind of doing, and leaves him a bit weak to the air that Lollip ended up going through those Overlords. Now I wonder, how does D-Plex answer... Interesting, Strike Specialist. How does D-Plex answer that?
Yeah. Instant Strike Specialist. Instant... Phoenixes. Okay. I don't mind that.
No, not at all. I mean, I like, as you know, I like a bit of flanking Phoenix.
And from from what D-Plex knows about Lollip's current setup, right? She has this Overlord on his left, but nothing of the same on the right. Also going heavy into range. Lots of range. Another range tech upgrade, this time for the Vulcan. I'm not sure that's needed.
Yeah, I don't know if it's needed either. I might agree with you on that.
Because I
don't think the Vulcan's getting outranged, it's getting out-aired.
No, yeah. But we'll see here. Okay, we can see that there's... Let's have a look.
The bad news for D-Plex here is that D-Plex puts those Phoenixes unscreened by anything. So those Mustangs for Lollip, which I think were just played, so D-Plex doesn't know about them. But you can also, like, you know, it's a common place to put an anti-air Mustang. The problem is that these Phoenixes now are going to get just eaten up by those Stangs. So that's really all of D-Plex's investment this round, except for the range enhancement on the Vulcan, down the drain, and we know who won last time. So, probably going to happen again.
It is a level 2 Vulcan now, though, so it is going to soak a lot of damage, but I think the problem is with placement, right, is that the other things that D-Plex wants these Phoenixes to shoot, I think they might be too fast after a while to... Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, the Vulcan won't do bad against the Sledges with damage sharing, but it won't do very good either. No. And it's going to die before it can really kill him. Nice damage sharing upgrade from Lollip there, I think.
Yeah, I'm generally not a fan of damage sharing because of the damage splash that you get, but Lollip doesn't necessarily have that many units that do...
Oh, and that's it!
Oh, okay.
That's just it. Killed by 83. I wasn't expecting that.
No,
that was such
neither.
A sweep that she just killed him.
Yeah,
whoa.
Oh boy.
That was interesting. Sorry, go on, yeah.
No, you tell us what we saw, and I'm going to start up another lobby.
Yeah. No, you go. You go on.
No, I was just going to say, confirm there that was... I'm not sure anyone expected Lollip to win that quickly. Like, we weren't necessarily keeping track of the health totals, but I guess having that Overlord a few extra times and having so many of the air units survive when all of D-Plex's anti-air was gone, or the other air, means that there was lots of damage being done 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, I was about to launch into like, oh, here's a fun, cool fact about how damage sharing is good. And I was like, oh, he's dead. Yeah, a lot of damage there. Overall, that round, D-Plex kind of turned it back around for a second where he bought the missiles. I think the extra missiles there really helped give the illusion that like, oh, here we go, he's coming back in. But those missiles are temporary and they strain his already worse economy. It was a story, I think, overall of D-Plex going for the cheese, and there's no shame in cheese if it works, but overcommitting maybe to that cheese. The crawlers on the flanks did help, but again, that's another round where all you've invested in is just kind of like cheesy units or units pulling things apart that aren't winning battles. And in the end, D-Plex's force was just that Vulcan, and there wasn't a lot else built. Compared that to Lollip's force, where it's just this beautifully thick combined arms force, so many different unit types, so many different damage types, and it told. In the end, it told true, and smashed, absolutely smashed. And that's, I think this was D-Plex's issue last week, is being he's got a little devil on his shoulder being like, do something cheesy, you know, do a big flank, do, you know, a surprising move, but you know, you do that too much, you're not doing the fundamental core of Mechabellum, which is just build a good army, and he's got to do that, I think, more if he wants to take the series.
And I think one of the things we usually talk about, like, unit of the match, and this time I might say that it was the Vulcan on D-Plex side because he went into debt early. Yes, it's fun, but unfortunately for him, the Lollip had enough stuff to counter it, so it didn't snowball the way it needed to. And because it came out on turn 1 with Lollip being an aerial specialist, she just went, well, I'm an aerial specialist. I'm going to get some Phoenixes. I'm going to get an Overlord. I'm going to get a Wasp. And your cool Vulcan can't really do anything about that because you showed your hand on turn 1.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. I was literally going to say, you've shown your hand. If you bring in a Vulcan's a big, like, kill every crowd unit. If you bring that in later, when your enemy's already committed to crowds, that can be massive. But on round 1, well, Lollip's just going to go, okay, not buying crawlers this match. You know, like, it's just like that.
Yeah, I am going to tell our players to ready up. Oh, there we go. I didn't even need to, as I was typing it, they did it. So we're going into game 2 here. This is Lollip's chance to win it 2-0. She is 1 game up, and this is a best of 3. So the heat is on DiplexHeated. Yes, I am aware. It was the best pun of the night so far. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so we have heavy armor specialist from a Lollip.
We have a crawlers. Let's go. The new patched specialist here, or the new specialist with the patch. Love to see it.
Yep, 70%
hard.
more HP. Yeah, I like. Honestly, if I'm
elite specialist.
Ooh, this is. Wait, hang on. That is.
We have Lollip and blue on the left this time.
Oh, do we?
Wait. No, not for you. Oh, no, sorry, we're on D-Plex's camp there. For us in the spectators, you have Lollip and blue on the left, sorry.
Yes. We're on the wrong. But if you're watching, it's fine. So, D-Plex going here with buying some fangs, realizing that needs something to kind of stall out the line so that the Stormcallers can do some things. Not necessarily against this, but...
You know what D-Plex has done again?
No, tell me.
Round 1 debt.
No.
This is... I hate to see it, and I just want to hammer this in for people watching at home as well. When you go round 1 debt, it's your money and you want it now, but next round you lose way more and you can't do anything. It really stalls your early economy at this early level.
It's also one of the things to
think
about.
Elite specialist?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, winning early doesn't matter that much, honestly. Like, round 1, you're not going to lose the game round 1. Of course, you don't want to take too much damage, but you don't need to push hard to make sure you win. And if we look at Lollip's side here, she's going quite far back with her... she's going, getting some marksmen, getting some phoenixes. Let's have a look and see. It's once again unfortunate for D-Plex, right? Because crawlers are fast, so the Stormcallers are. I was gonna say they're likely to miss some stuff, but those crawlers are dead now. Unfortunately, actually. They're level 2 fangs.
I think maybe the critical mass... Oh no, the level 2 fangs are going to take this, you're right.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so it's like, again, it's a win for D-Plex on round 1, but at what cost? Like, he literally cannot buy a unit this round unless he goes to dead again, because Elite Specialist, everything costs 150. He's going to start at 100. He cannot buy a unit here, which is crazy.
I mean, I was thinking about doing the recovery tech from the science tower, but I don't think he's going to get enough money to do anything useful with that, anyways.
All he could do, he can recover a Stormcaller for 200 or a Fang for 150. Might never a Fang, you know. But like, that's what I prefer to do with Elite. Is rather than going to the debt, you either buy 1 unit and a missile. Or a shield now, then you plus 50 credits, or you field recover one of your 200 cost units and buy 2 150 cost units.
Oh,
and going to the debt here, D-Plex can't buy anything.
And look at this. Armor Arclights. Well, I mean, I know how to beat them. Let's see if D-Plex does.
Can I compliment you? That was like, I don't know if you intended it, but like the smuggest line read I've ever heard, and you deserved it, honestly. You earned that.
Thank you. No, honestly, I had for half of the half my weekend this weekend, I came up against armored Arclights, and I hated them up till the point where I'm like, oh, hang on, this is how you beat them. And now I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing armored Arclights. Sweet, I know how to deal with that.
Exactly, and that's the thing about armor enhancement, is it's really scary, but there's many ways around it. Just there's only a few units in the game like Stangs, which can't really deal with it.
Yeah.
Like here, where the Stormcallers will kill it, but Lollip's overall force does crush through just the complete lack of units that D-Plex is able to get out with that dead elite specialist, and it's just gonna be boom.
I mean, she doesn't actually, for the sake of D-Plex, she doesn't crush him that hard. It's not that much damage. So this is, you know, it's round 3. This is, let's have a peek at D-Plex here, because this is kind of the first round where Elite Specialist is able to buy 2 units normally. I mean, if you buy the cheaper units, of course, you can get 2 units both on possibly on round 1 and round 2. But if you want to like upgrade your army, it's usually around round 3. So let's see what D-Plex wants to do. Okay,
One thing to note is, unless I remembered wrong, I think D-Plex used missile call-ins to try and win last round, or stem the bleeding last round as well. So keep that in mind too. It might not be as good as it looks. Just like last time, I think D-Plex is very like spending tons of forever gone money to try and get temporary wins here, which could buy them a lot.
It's also one of the, and I've learned this the hard way, the specialist you do not want to do that with is the Elite Specialist, because the Elite Specialist has loads of money problems. Like, the budget is never balanced.
Oh yeah, and he's doing it again here. Those are his missiles, I think. Again, that's 2 more missiles from him, and like you're saying, you know, like the budget's never balanced. It's just so hard for him to get like good units out and forget getting any tech at this rate, because he's spending so much on temporary forever gone stuff instead of investing in his future.
And I wish he would buy more stuff that could deal with Lollip's air, because look, there's more wasps. There's wasps coming in, and there are fangs dealing with the wasps at the moment. So I'm pretty sure he's happy about that. Oh, this is because of the missiles. This is going really well. There's only 2 Phoenixes left. The problem, of course, right now is that the only thing that can shoot up in range are the fangs. But it worked out.
Commanding win there still. Commanding win. You know, Lollip with heavy armor doesn't have a lot of health, so if D-Plex can win 2 more rounds really commandingly, he could just make this right now strategy work.
Yeah, and one of those things to think about, whereas I don't necessarily think like armor arclights is ever wrong when you see your opponent has a lot of like small stuff that do low instances of damage. But the thing that's kind of tricky here, right, is that because D-Plex is Elite Specialist, essentially all of his units do like 50% more damage out the gate because they're level 2.
And that's been really important here. I think the nice amount of money here for D-Plex to start getting a real army going as well and try to build on that win and that momentum. Lollip takes the words out of my mouth and puts sledges down with damage sharing too. Very nice. Because I think she was really lacking a frontline. She was all crowds, which D-Plex just went like all arc lights against. Now of the sledges, not only can she tank the missiles with damage sharing, and shields go down too, which is great because she wants to stop losing around some missiles, but also now she has a much stronger frontline. I think the Mustang still go in front of it, which is a problem. But in general, was kind of what she was missing here to balance out her force.
Let's see. Yeah, damage sharing sledgehammers on the right for Lollip there. Surviving the hit. We have the bubble stopping the Stormcallers for shooting anything else. And it seems like the Arclight... Nope, the Arclight on Lolly's left has gone down. That has left some fangs up in the middle. And of course, they can shoot up. And unfortunately for Lollip, her Phoenixes go down again. The damage sharing sledgehammers managed to break through, but there was a defensive missile that shut them down.
It's good consumable use from D-Plex here, and he really is just a round or 2 rounds away from winning with this like very consumable base play. Lollip should be getting stronger than him overall, but D-Plex has like a good bunch of elite units here that is telling true time and time again. He's committing really hard to the Fangs with range enhancement. I love to see a good Fang play. And they're doing tons here.
Oh. Okay, well.
Big fort.
Yeah, I think...
Oh no, Mustang's more for Lollip. I think what Lollip really needs here, especially not more Mustangs, but more single target, like needed more Phoenixes. Because the big problem too is her Mustangs are just racing ahead of those sledges in the way they're positioned and dying to the arc lights. I would have loved to see range enhancement on the Stangs to at least keep them a little bit less dead to arc lights. The problem here in just buying more Stangs is, yeah, I think her real problem is she can't get through that shield. And now the Giant, she really needed more Phoenixes or Marksman, just any single target is what she kind of lacks in her comp here. Yeah, get one Marksman, so that's good. But
and we can see that D-Plex has borrowed money from himself again this time around to actually level up the Fangs, which is not necessarily bad, right? Because they're the ones dealing with the Phoenixes and doing most of the anti-air. Let's see if they just eliminate those Mustangs in the middle. The Phoenix crushes the arc light though. Okay, let's see how.
The debt is way better here. It's round 5. You can afford the debt a little bit more, and those Fangs are crushing. He's going for a win now, and the debt helps him get it now rather than later. I don't hate the debt here at all. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and look, there's like the fortress on the right. It's like, I don't think it did much, but it is it's a big blob of HP. It's gonna take a Lollip a long time to deal with it, and because D-Plex has gotten rid of all of the air, there's not too much to worry about at the moment.
Hey, it did all right. It's got the best damage in round still, that fort. So because it's taking out the damage share in sledges really well, I'm great at killing them.
Okay, well, I mean, she is honestly stemming the bleeding quite a bit here. The bubble is doing work. Unfortunately, that marksman is stuck targeting the fortress, and it's not killing that fortress.
Yeah, there's some big problems here for Lollip, and I wonder if she's going to assess them. This is her chance to assess what's going wrong and correct. She doesn't have enough range on her Phoenixes, so her Phoenixes are moving forward and dying too much. Before they need to sit in the back. So range announcement on the Phoenixes could help them sit back and live for the end of the round, kill that fort. Her Mustangs are going forwards and just dying. Hopefully she doesn't invest more in them. A big problem with Lollip's comp is her Mustangs just run forward and die at the start of the round for really no gain. So that's a huge problem. Like, that middle Stang has like 2,500 damage. It's done nothing. Overlord instead for Lollip. And again, she's got to make sure this air unit doesn't just walk forward and die to the Fangs. The other problem is she needs to get through D-Plex's Fangs. So she needs that single target damage to get through the shield, and then she needs to, once the shields are down, which are protecting the Fangs so much, she needs to like burn them. Get Napalm out here, burn those damn Fangs.
And also, she does have the Rhino drop at the moment, so we'll see if she uses that to delay some of D-Plex's units. She did she did buy level 2 units here, so, and getting another arc light, it's not necessarily a bad idea because of course they are armored, so level 2 one does survive slightly longer.
Against the Fangs in a vacuum, but they can't get through the shields, and that's the thing here. You need that single target. I think D-Plex is playing great here. D-Plex has really got a great strong army now. This is so scary for Lollip.
Okay, let's see how these... So first bubble is down.
Good for Lollip there.
But these Fangs are dealing with this Overlord.
Beautifully well. Awesome Fang play this game from D-Plex. Fantastic. That's going to be it, I think. Huge.
That is going to be it.
Well done, D-Plex.
Yeah, it is 1-1. We're going for a game 3. I have to eat some of my words earlier there because I was not a fan of the elite specialist, especially with the early spend. But he did pull through.
Yeah. Elite Specialist, I think, is just fine. But I was very worried when I saw the first round dead again. I was like, no. And I still don't think it was a good choice, to be clear. But, the match, like you did the Vulcan for losing the round last time, I think it was for Lollip. Putting those Mustangs in the midpoint where they were always going in front instead of at the back really killed her because they just did nothing. They were just walking forward and dying. And I think she just couldn't identify just fast enough. She needed a single target to get those shields down. D-Plex played amazingly well there. Like, kept it clean. Apart from that first round depth, kept it clean. No flanking at all, which, you can flank. But, he didn't do any gimmicking. It was just really, really good, strong army and powered through. Really well done, GG.
Yeah, no, I think it was... And we talked about it earlier about using consumables at the right time. And that final round actually adding those extra bubbles rather than getting another unit did delay Lollip's level 2 Overlord long enough that D-Plex's level 3 Fangs could just deal with it because they didn't. There was no other front line that was coming through the bubbles for Lollip to kind of engage them. And
the shields were key there. You're right.
Yeah, and we're already going into Game 3, so let's quickly remind ourselves what the standings are for the bronze match. It's 1-1. It's all down to this best of 3. So whoever wins this next game is going to come in 3rd place. There are some fun things here. Oh, D-Plex going for the Elite Specialists again with Fangs and Stormcallers.
Let's go.
Let's have a look at Lollip's pick as well. Going with Crawlers and Phoenixes. And let's see, what is her Quick Supply Specialist? Okay. Oh, did she?
Yeah. Did
she just buy a... No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Never mind. I noticed that D-Plex has bought some arc lights on there, and I think, isn't this very similar to the setup of last game?
Might be, especially... Well, D-Plex doesn't go into debt this time, which I prefer, and just immediately gets the 2 cold... Oh no, I think that's a missile on either side. I think that's... It's hard to tell, but I think actually no, D-Plex blew up those missiles. D-Plex continuing that trademark consumable use. Actually might be Lollip's missile, we'll see. One for each of them, perhaps. The immediate arc light is going to be pretty good at mopping up all of those crawlers. Placed in the middle, it might not get the left flank ones. Meanwhile, for Lollip, also having Stangs, yeah, the arc light's going to be really good against the Stangs as well, the Mustangs. But I do really like the Phoenixes for Lollip. Just a good unit in general, flying marksman twins. And if she can kill the Fangs in time, I don't think she will.
Oh, that's yeah, those are some cheeky crawlers. Let's see if they pay. Let's see if they pay off. Nope. Okay,
I like the forward deployment for aggression, but make sure the Phoenixes are close too, so they're not fighting a different battle.
Oh, and she ran out of time. So
both the missiles from D-Plex. There you go.
Yeah. So that means the only unit he bought this round is the level 2 arc light. Here comes the Mustangs versus Fangs. They should shoot
the Phoenixes need to kill that arc light.
Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, we're still...
No such luck there, where the arc light takes out everything there, real unit of the round there, and the Phoenixes just going to go down completely. D-Plex with a very heavy tempo missile usage again. It's all about making this work hit to your economy. So far, he's making it work.
And, I mean, luckily for I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm just so happy that we got audio on our cinematic again. Let's have a look at
awesome.
D-Plex pick here. Ooh, nano repair kit on, say, a level 2 a Rhino is mean early. But then again, there are lots of crawlers and other things that rhinos aren't necessarily great to deal with at the moment. So there are more arc lights coming out.
Both sides.
I think one of the
very direct answer.
Yeah, one of the things that might be interesting here to see is that, of course, there are stormcallers on D-Plex side. Really annoying if you get stuck on other things in the middle when you just want to get to them.
Yeah, some missiles back from Lollip this round.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, those missiles got the storms too. That's such a nice use of a missile. Damn. That's game winning. Round winning.
But look at that. That is... Oh, actually, no. They're out of the bubbles. I thought they were inside the bubble here. They're not. And that is Lollip striking back. D-Plex.
That's huge because D-Plex keeps like spamming those missiles. I cut you off a little bit there, so ignore.
No,
but just I was so enthusiastic, I guess, to say, damn, hitting back with the missiles there in a way that maybe she identified, you know, can get the fangs and also kill the storms behind them because they're so closely formationed. Oof, like now D-Plex has to shield that every round, or really Lollip should just do that every round and just win all the way.
See that D-Plex, I think, went for the improved fortress, so that I assume is coming out. Whereas Lollip went for the heavy arc light, which increases arc light's HP by 200, but decreases range by 15 meters. I now remember what the thing I wanted to talk about sooner was, because this is something that I'm always... Not always, but often when you're up against stormcallers, you have the Mustangs, and you're like, do I want to get the anti-missile tech on my Mustangs just not to deal with the stormcallers? And then you're like, but maybe I don't need to. I'm not sure they're doing that much damage. And I think, honestly, I think that's one of the strengths of the stormcallers is that it's hard to judge how much damage they're actually doing because they are bombarding from afar. And it's hard to tell if, oh, is that my sledgehammer killing all of these units, or is it the missiles that are raining down on top of them?
Unfortunately, the storms do no damage this round because once again they get missiled, and that's going to be it again, I think. But you make a really good point in general, and especially because the Mustangs, we don't have enough of them. The missile interception ability can just make them worse against storms because they just get overwhelmed and they're wasting their time ineffectively shooting the missiles. Oh, that's so clean. But he has to shield this. Like, he just loses with the way his formation is unless you start shielding this. And I think he will recognize that now. Lollip takes it down hugely there.
Not for nothing, but I think D-Plex is one of the players that is using consumables the most so far, both in tonight, but also previously. That, however, is not what's happening this round, because the level 2 fortress with nano repair is coming out. It's really deep deployment though, and it's not the speediest unit.
Yeah, that unit isn't deployed forward either, and I thought the reason D-Plex wasn't getting the barrier, the shields, was because he was planning to get barrier on forts later, so he didn't want to waste the money. But with the fort placed so far back, he now can't get barrier and protect his storms and fangs, so I mean, I hope Lollip just keeps missiling those clumps because that'll win the game.
We see some level 2 Phoenixes in the back here for Lollip. We'll see what she does for the rest of it. Let's go over to Lollip's POV. Oh, there we go.
Really core getting those level 2 Phoenixes as the fort comes out. They're the only thing here that can have a hope of killing that regenning fortress here. But she has to win the game against everything else and then have her Phoenixes finish it off. Again, there goes like half of D-Plex's force.
Okay, let's see if this fortress can do something. It's in play now.
Oh dear.
I think, unfortunately for D-Plex, I think it might be a case of tower, and then a stunned fortress for a really long time. It is... Yeah, we can
it's
see
so tanky though, but I think the Phoenixes now will be able to kill it, unless D-Plex's fangs kill the Phoenixes, which they could do. but they're being tanked by the crawlers really nicely for a second. Oh, they come in now, and honestly, these fangs kill the phoenixes. Actually, D-Plex could win this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this could actually be his game.
I mean, now that the stun period is over, right? This fortress is actually doing really well at tanking. Unfortunately for D-Plex, the fangs go down to some sledgehammers. This, however, is probably, let's have a look at the timer here. Like 37 seconds left. I don't think
it could be an eternity Knorr. They just can't kill it.
Yeah, no, and it's full health again. So that fortress is just gonna go over and kill some towers. Oh.
Yeah, and that's the thing about when you have such a strong unit with the regen on it, it's that damage rate, it's that critical mass. If you don't have enough damage, you just can't kill something like that.
Ooh,
so I think some more Phoenixes help a bit there. Yeah, nice deployment specialist. You're right for Lollip.
No, I think wasn't that for I think that is a deployment specialist. Right for sorry, I got confused. Yes, deployment specialist for Lollip.
Yes. Now D-Plex goes into debt and gets another fort here, and D-Plex getting the anti-air barrage, which is good because Lollip doesn't have a lot of Phoenixes here, so it will let them kind of just do it all themselves. And he puts the plus 200% attack one on the other fort too. These are very strong, and Lollip needs to have an incredibly strong answer to these forts, or they're going to carry D-Plex all the way to a win in like round 7 with that much HP. Maybe even this round.
I mean, she does have 2,400 HP. I'm not sure D-Plex actually has enough units to do that much damage.
No, I think you're right.
But Lollip has bought some extra crawlers. Oh, and thinking about getting some tech here.
Yeah, but you know what? She hasn't really got much more single target damage when she gets crawlers. And, you know, maybe she's thinking like, oh, the crawlers will distract the fortresses because they're single target. But the danger of counterpicking there is ignoring the real problem, which is actually just don't have enough damage to kill the forts, really. So if she gets rid of those fangs, it'll be better, but now the anti-air barrage, those phoenixes are going to die. And so if she had more phoenixes, it might have, you know, been able to get through that storm. I think she's in trouble now.
Oh, but I did not realize that D-Plex put his fortresses next to each other. That's interesting. I guess it is more effective for the anti-air barrage because there's two of them coming out at the same time. Yeah, and that's some phoenixes going down. But that is...
and I'd say this is Lollip's the win, but with the anti-air barrage, it's going to turn it.
Well, we'll see how much damage they can do during this stun, because, of course, when they're stunned, the tech doesn't work. At least I don't think it does. Oh, actually, sure.
Less damage. Less damage.
Yeah, it is clearly working. That is also, I think, let's just make sure. Yeah, that's a big bummer for Lollip there. The Phoenixes were shooting on the one with regen.
Yep.
Yeah, and
you know, at this point, I think don't even go for more anti-air. You need some kind of laser. Ignite wasps or something would be amazing here.
And that's, you know, the tricky thing, right? Is I've been in this position so many times, and you're like, okay, I didn't kill either of them, and they're just regenning. What the heck do I do? Okay, here. Oh, okay, that's an answer. Let's see if it survives.
What did she do?
She just she unlocked a level 2 Overlord, but that costs 600.
No, she got an MP. She got a level 2 MP.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes.
Now this... I usually don't... I hope she puts that item on it, yeah, too. I don't usually love Melting Point as like a knee-jerk like reaction pick. I think it needs a balanced army. But the good thing is here, it's, you know, Lollip has a really good balanced army. She is lasting until the end and then just falling out of the forts. And the Melting Points perfectly handle that. It needs to live to the end. So I'd like to see like maybe range on it or just more units to cover it. But as long as she keeps winning the main battle like she has been, then this MP will fix things. As long as it's got enough range, it doesn't just get one shot by the forts. That's the danger.
Yeah, I mean the scary thing here, right, is that you don't want the melting point to come in early, aggro on the wrong things. You need it to hit those big beefy targets. And there we go, an amplifying core on it as well, and some extra protection. Let's see if she moves her crawlers that are back. No.
You can see it's exactly what she's planning here. She's placed the MP all the way in the back, almost too far back.
Yeah.
She got more Phoenixes too overall, so I like her comp. We'll see how it goes.
I think the protection here from the is well, never mind. Imagine I said something smart even though I didn't. Okay, let's.
I think that's exactly right, Kanor. Yeah, and now she's gonna get the power, which is the big thing here. And most of her army just cleans through D-Plexes.
Yeah.
D-Plex are just hanging on these low-bearing fortresses, but here comes the MP. But it's
they're targeting the melting point, I think.
Oh no!
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh no!
So the first one goes down. The other
that's
one
good.
Does not. Oh.
Oh no! That's it. You really needed to have the Phoenixes live.
Yeah. She does have at least one more round though, because once again the only thing surviving here is this fortress. It is now level 3, but it also has enough experience to be level 4.
God, that's so scary, because every time it levels up, it gets more max HP, so the regen gets even harder to get through. She can only get through that with lasers now, really, or Ignite.
Yeah, and we can see that on Lollip's reaction, right? She was shaking her head, going like, why didn't that work? Because I think she has the right idea. She just, she needs more of it.
I think what didn't help is that if you look at her formation, her formation is biased to her left. So she has her strongest frontline on the left. So all of her frontline died on the right because she didn't have much, and so the MP had nothing to cover it. I really wanted to get ranged advantage here too for the melting points, but she just gets 2 more instead, which, hey, that works too. Let's get 3 of them.
I mean,
do it.
And shard shot is not necessarily... Oh, okay. Let's see what the last missile here is coming out, probably. She's thinking about...
I think D-Plex is going to understand here that he loses everything every time except for the fort for the past 3 or 4 rounds in a row. Those are load-bearing fortresses, and I hope he's getting ready to like do something else with this initiative before he just gets that load-bearing fortress pair knocked out by his 3 MPs.
Okay, here we go. Smoke coming out from D-Plex. There are 3 melting points slowly lumbering forward. There are, however, now bubbles slowing down Lollip at least a bit.
Oh, she's not winning the frontline game anymore. No. That's scary.
Oh,
it's really bad.
Oh, this might be the reverse of what we've seen previously, because if this is not the comeback from Lollip, then this is probably over.
Yeah, and because she just went harder into those MPs, they do get the forts.
Look at that
fort as a chance.
No.
No.
Because it's gonna regen. She needed.
That's what I mean by range on the melting points. Like, oh, is that it? Oh, she's just barely in it.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh.
68. Look, the thing is, that's why I'm saying, rather than having 3 MPs, you need the range on the MPs so they don't get killed by the forts and they have time to work. But I really want her to identify too, like, your right side is really weak on the front line. But it is scary. D-Plex did exactly what he should have done here, which is go, okay, now time to win the rest, while she's busy just only thinking about my forts. And he's done a great job. He's winning the frontline game now, which he was handily losing before. And that's what really killed Lollip there, is she invested all of her money. That's so many melting points. All of her money into MPs. But, she forgot. There's another rest of the army D-Plex has and is building on.
Well, The bubbles are back, and there are now 2. Let's see what these levels. There's a level 4 fortress and a level 3 fortress.
This is such a critical moment in can you analyze what's going wrong in the battle? Can you see what's going wrong here for Lollip and correct, because you can't lose a single round from here.
No, we can see that actually. Hang on, let's have a look at Lollip's PV. Okay. Oh, the bubbles are back. I'm not sure they're like.
They just don't help enough, because those level 3 and 4 fortresses, they kill those shields in one shot. If that money had been spent on range enhancement for the MPs, or just more units to protect them, so that they can do their job, but she still hasn't shored up that right flank. I'm so scared here. For Lollip, I think it's gonna be it.
Okay. Oh, and there's now fire on the ground, and I think we have some sledgehammers just damage sharing in the fire. However, it seems to be going better on Lollip, on our right here. Sorry.
Oh, the wall of sledges, Knorr. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, this is... Okay. I mean...
It's happening.
This is still... Let's see if we get hero fortresses this time around, because they still hit really hard. And one of the melting points is gone, and the other one is about to be gone. I don't...
Oh, no.
Okay, well...
You know what he got, Knorr? He got range enhancement on his forts, and now they just completely outrange the MPs, and that's it.
Yeah. And
destroyed.
The damage sharing on the sledgehammers means that the fortresses actually kill more of them in one shot because of the extra damage flash. And
GG. That was well played.
That was very well played. That is a win for DiplexHeated. He came back.
He did. It was exactly like last time, but in reverse. What good series. Like another come from behind. Awesome. Awesomely played by D-Plex. Really brought it around from last week and the start of this series. Deserved it. Just fantastic comps. Fantastic comps, fantastic stuff. Load-bearing fortresses definitely, but he pivoted off that really well into winning with the rest of his army for some pivotal rounds, and just great answers to the tech. Really well played.
Yep, super well played. And I'll be honest, I'm like, personally, Elite Specialist never works, but D-Plex made it work twice with level 4 fortresses, which I rarely see because I can't get them to work. What I can get to work, though, is an interview with our players. So let's go to that. And first of all, say congratulations to DiplexHeated, the comeback of the night. Very well played.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I have to say, incredibly well played to Lollip. I thought she was going to get me there with those massive... what do you call those? The ones with the circle.
The melting points.
The melting
points, of course. When I saw the upgrades, I was like, I was worried because they did so much damage. But in the end, like, the fortresses was an unexpected VIP, especially with that 4.5% regeneration every round. When I won that against the Phoenixes that you had, and I didn't have an AA, and I was like, what's going to happen now? Is this going to glitch out the game? But it sort of like equalized. I mean, that was incredibly well played. If last weekend, or if last week was the bronze match, you would have easily won. Like, it could have gone either way. I'm just really humbled, and I was super shaky towards the end there because I really thought you were going to turn it around towards the end. But those fortresses, man, they did everything pretty much.
Yeah. I'm not going to pretend like that was an enjoyable match for me, because it wasn't. It felt very frustrating that I didn't have. But I clearly had like a good comp. And it wasn't like I positioned things decently well, but I physically, even with 4 Phoenixes, couldn't defeat a level 2 fortress at that heal 1 upgrade. I was not very happy with that. I was just like, well, there's nothing I can do. I don't even think I can come back from this unless I just try to level up some things, but it was just impossible. I don't even, can anyone think of anything I could have done differently, honestly?
I mean, Beagle.
Well, if you want to know, I think if 4 Phoenixes don't work, try 10 Phoenixes. Just keep getting them. The other thing was the MPs. I think when you doubled down, you went like 3 MPs. Bam! I think what would worked a lot better for you is 1 MP, shore up the rest of your force so you're still winning the frontline v frontline, and then get range enhancement on your MP. You might have noticed with your melting points, they weren't doing anything. They all just walked forward and died. So it doesn't matter if you have 3, they're still just dying.
Here's the
if
reason.
you have one range, okay.
It's because I was doing just fine until this right towards the end, and the only thing left were fortresses, and then we can't kill them because they're doing more damage than I am, and I can't physically take them down. So I was like, well, if I have 3 melting points taking on this one thing, then it's fine. But yeah, it didn't work out.
The melting point are kind of squishy though, right? Like the melting point is kind of squishy. It does a lot of damage, but it's not. It's a soft unit in a sense. So when I used the smoke barrage to
I don't
block
want it
off
dying immediately, so I kept them safe.
That was...
I think the back placement of the melting point works, and there was, I think it was the second to last round. There was one round where you had several melting points, and they one of them triggered on the regenning fortress, and if you hadn't triggered on the regenning fortress, but the other one, you probably would have killed the other one before they were able to kill all of your melting points.
That's why I placed the other fortress behind the one that was gonna get triggered, like the one with the HP.
Yeah.
So
I really didn't have an answer. Like the second I realized I couldn't kill the fortress, I was like, even in that round, I don't think I could come back at that point. I was pretty like out of it at that point, because I just was like, well, I can't level things up quickly enough. It was just, yeah, I was totally stumped. So super well played, bloody hell.
You too, GG, very much. You really countered that. You countered that cheese strat I had at the start, like completely. I've seen it work so many times, and I was like, well, I'm gonna really have to rethink, because you just destroyed me. So
yeah, I've learned a lot about positioning recently. It's been a fun journey, but wish I could ban fortresses now, even though I love them.
That's my new favorite unit. Now there's your answer.
So good. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I hate all fortresses. I also hate to say goodbye to both of you, because the last few weeks have been excellent, really well played, tight games. Congratulations to D-Plex for snatching the 3rd place, even though you used fortresses.
Where's my block of cheese? I was thinking of running to the fridge to get one and sit here eating it during the interview, but
but thank you so much for taking part in Mechabellum challenges, and hopefully we get to see you sometime soon again.